to another episode of the Vanilla RAC server. My name is Ryla, and we are still clearing out area at the resort. I haven't spent a ton of time on the vanilla server. I haven't actually spent a ton of time on videos. Anyway, I've been kind of busy getting my life reorganized yet again. Every time I get a little bit in order, stuff happens and it gets out of order again. It's kind of crazy. Have more family health issues, not with my dad, thank goodness. But it is on my dad's side of the family. My grandmother and my uncle are having some health issues, and they're being stubborn about them because that's my dad's side of the family is just stubborn about everything. So that's just the way it goes. So we are in the process of trying to get that arranged. Not as much as me, as it's mostly my dad who's been doing a lot of trying to get stuff taken care of. I am just trying to help support where I can. They are actually, the family, my grandmother and my uncle are actually only about 3 hours away from where I live now. So I am in a position to go down and check on them if and when necessary. We'll see how things go. But yeah, so that's thrown another wrench in the works, but that's all right. No problem. I mean, we can handle it. It's life, right? Every time you think things get settled, it changes. Life is change. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, so haven't been as much time on the server as I'd like. Actually, haven't been spending much time on my YouTube channel as I'd like. As you may have noticed, it's been a little bit barren lately. I apologize for that. I am actually working on getting it set up again. I need a schedule. I work better when I have some sort of a schedule, which kind of goes against my nature. I kind of hate having a schedule. I like to be fairly spontaneous and kind of be able to do what I want when I want, within reason. I mean, it's everybody needs some semblance of a schedule, I think, unless you're the totally creative and kind of flighty type. Flighty, not in a bad way. I think you can be flighty and be flighty in a good way. You can be responsibly flighty, which I know seems like an oxymoron, but I think it is possible. I've actually known somebody who's like that. However, I do better with a little bit more structure than what I have. It's a nice mix of structure and freedom, and at the moment I actually have a little bit too much freedom, so I have to make my own structure. And I just have, you know, when you work full-time and you've been working since, you know, technically, legally I've been working since I was 16 or 17. I don't want to say I'm illegally working, but, you know, since I was like 11, I was babysitting and working at the church and doing the Mother's Day Out program. I did a lot of childcare from about the age of 11 to about the age of 21. So I've technically been working since I was, well, not consistently since I was 11, but fairly consistently since I was 13 in one capacity or another. So when you have that kind of structure, plus there's school, you know, when you're in school, that in itself is a lot of structure, which I kind of hated. That was a bit of a too rigid of a structure for me, but whatever. Yeah, you have that to rely on. So this is the first time that I'm pretty much completely and utterly at my own whim, and it's been a little bit of a learning curve going on, but we'll get there. So my YouTube channel will progress. Hopefully my grandmother and my uncle get their heads screwed on straight and realize, you know, they can't do everything they want to be able to do, which is a shame, but again, it's just life, unfortunately. So that will help quite a bit. And then I'll get myself a little bit more of a structure going on, and that'll help quite a bit. I don't know if you just heard my phone go off. If you did, I apologize. Luckily, it's fairly quiet when it does go off. So, there we go. Muted it. Okay. It's actually one of my RAC mates. I use his voice as a notification. So he insulted me, and it tickled me so much, that particular insult, that I saved it and I used it as my notification, which is a lot of fun until you have to explain to your grandmother why your phone is calling you a bitch. Try explaining that one to her. It's interesting. I keep hearing a zombie. I think there's got to be a cave we're about to hit, because I keep hearing this zombie, and I hear skeletons periodically and whatnot. So there's all kinds of little beings and critters going on up in here. We're going to go ahead and do this last row, and then we're going to stop so you don't have to watch me just level. This is kind of what I've been doing. This, and I've actually been leveling an area in the nether hub. I've been clearing netherrack up to the ceiling of where the new nether hub's going to be. EB is actually the one working on that, and he just, needs a little help clearing things out. So between this and the nether, I have been clearing out so much stuff. So much stuff. We actually lost Angelica Houston, our pick. We were not able to upgrade her anymore, so we're using Estefan now. He is a Fortune 3. Angelica Houston was a Fortune 2, but I kind of loved her anyway. I thought Angelica Houston was awesome. But we had to put her to rest. She's over in the little tool graveyard now, as well as my sword that I hated. It didn't even have a name. It was the unnamed sword that had knockback, and I hated it. And finally got it down to where we were able to bury that as well. So we have a sharpness 4 and breaking 3, looting 2 sword, which I've named Sharpie, which I've really loved quite a bit. I might, in fact, upgrade Sharpie to a sharpness 5 to, help him live up to his name a little bit more. I don't think there's such a thing as a looting 3. I'd have to double check. I think it's only a looting 2. So there's no point in upgrading him further that way. I don't believe. But yeah, he's kind of an awesome sword. I kind of love him. Estefan, I have to admit, despite the fact that I miss Angelica Houston, Estefan is he's kind of awesome as well. He hasn't been upgraded yet, so hopefully we'll be able to fix him a couple of times. Or excuse me, not upgraded, but repaired. So hopefully we'll be able to repair him 2 or 3 times before we have to let him go as well. Similar to Angelica Houston, I think I was able to repair her 3 times before we had to let her go. And it wasn't until I actually put Angelica Houston and then I buried her in my little tool graveyard that I realized actually naming my tools after real people and then burying them is kind of maybe a little bit too morbid for me. So I don't know if we're going to continue that trend, because I had figured that that'd be kind of fun to name them after real people. Just, random celebrities and whatnot, but I don't know. It was a little bit weird having to bury Angelica Houston. And I actually like Angelica Houston, the actress, so it wasn't necessarily something I enjoyed doing, was burying Angelica Houston. So I think I'm not going to do that. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night real quick. So I think we're going to stick with made-up names, or just random first names of people. So if anybody watching this wants to actually have a tool named after them, I will name them after you. Or you could pick a name, suggest names in the comments, anything like that, and I will use them if anyone's so inclined. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's clear out my inventory real quick, and then I'll kind of go over what the plans are, which is what the intention of this is. Because it's taken me so long to clear this area, of course I have not gotten as much done as I would like, so I'm not able to start building. I was hoping to be able to do an episode where I just jump into building and you don't have to see any of the clearing out, but that's obviously not going to be the way it goes. And that's alright. I think that's fine, because then you still get to kind of see the process. I've always kind of liked watching the process go. These trees here, I had another zombie villager trapped, but he despawned because I didn't have a golden apple. So I've got these 4 trees growing just so I can get golden apples. They haven't grown yet. They're kind of being particular. I was using bone meal. Then I decided I can wait because I've got so much area to clear out anyway. I might as well wait for them to grow. And they have not grown, but that's okay. But yeah, they will not be here entirely. They will be moved. So what we have here is this area obviously has been cleared off so far. That cow just totally disappeared. We will remove all of the farm animals, because the farm animals do not say resort to me. They say barnyard. Barnyard to me says manure and work. And both of those things are not conducive to... Hey, I'm trying to look at you. There, yes, you stink. Okay, fine. I guess, yeah. If somebody's trying to verbally abuse you, you just walk away. That's actually a very good life lesson, Mr. Sheep. But still, you stink because you're a sheep and sheep smell. Anyway, it's just a fact of life. You just have to live with it. So, obviously, this area has been cleared off. The original plan, I believe, is to have a small pier over here, a small boat docking area. Their PlayCity, which is where we are building, this is the PlayCity Resort. Well, I have to check with Patch and make sure he's cool with me calling it the PlayCity PlayCity Resort, because PlayCity is his. I don't think he'll have an issue with it, but if he does, we'll come up with some other name. So, and we'll call Patch a bastard, but just kidding. I love you, Patch. So, anyway, if we'll probably, I'm calling it the PlayCity Resort for now. PlayCity is over in this direction, I believe. Let's see. You can kind of see off to the side. There's the mountains there. So I think it's it's either this direction or it's this direction, but it's on this angle. It's here. I don't remember which side of this island it's on. I'll have to go look at the map again. And it's not that far away. You cannot actually see it from here, which was kind of on purpose. My dog's making noises. One moment. Sorry about that. My pup has discovered the joys of squirrels. So he loves to sit and stare outside the window all day and see the squirrels, and then he wants the squirrels, and he can't have the squirrels, and he gets all agitated, and he's kind of funny. Anyway, so PlayCity is one of those two directions, but it is kind of on this outlet, so we're going to have just a small boating dock. This is more of kind of a pleasure dock here, so people who have, you know, some of the smaller boats or the little cruise ships, we might have like a little ferry that goes back and forth between here and there. I'm also going to build an underwater tunnel to PlayCity because I thought that would be kind of cool, because I thought maybe I'll do a bridge, but I actually think an underwater tunnel would be neater, or more neat. I don't know what the proper, neat is a single syllable, so it would be neater. Anyway, I think it would be cooler. How's that? We'll do it that way. It sounds much better than neater. It'd be neato. Okay, so, and then over here is just going to be all beach area, because this is a resort. Lots of people like to lie on the white sands and get tan and forget to put on sunscreen and burn to a crisp, unless that's just me. I actually always forget to put on sunscreen. Not always, but often. I often forget to put on sunscreen. Anyway, besides the point. And so that's going to be over here. And then this area where I'm still not putting down, I might leave this open actually for a foundation. This part will need to be filled in a little bit so it's more square-ish. I'm probably not going to do a full square. I'm probably going to do more kind of around there and around here. But this is going to be our sunroom or our solarium. We're going to have two just, you know, floor-to-ceiling windows on this side and then over here on this side, because the sun rises here and the sun sets here. And so I thought, obviously, this little area right now housing our villager will be gone. This is just so he can't run away and he can't get injured by zombies. But he is going to be an employee. He is our first employee. In fact, we should probably name him. I need a name tag. We shall name you something cool, because you are our first employee of the resort. You are the maintenance manager, or not the maintenance manager, the building supervisor, perhaps. You're supervising the construction. Yeah, we'll come up with a proper title for you, and you shall be named, and you will be the very first employee of the PlayCity Resort. So we'll have the solarium here that leads out into this nice little beach area where we'll have chairs and beach towels and umbrellas and that sort of thing. And then over here, we'll have a little hallway, a little walkway, that will have a couple of shops, because, you know, you can't have a resort without having shops where you can buy sundresses and jewelry and whatever little odds and ends, just kind of random things you may need, or that you decide you want to buy for relatives, or you're about to leave and you totally forgot to get somebody that souvenir, and so you just went into the little store before you ran to the airport and grabbed whatever's there, because at least whatever's in the hotel is one step above whatever's in the airport. Not that there's anything against airport souvenirs. Some of them are actually kind of cool. Anyway, we digress. So this will be here, and then the main lobby, main area will be in this large chunk here. We go from the bay over to the river, all the way through here. This will all be sand. Anything that's dirt along the edge of the river will actually be sand. This river will continue all the way around behind PlayCity Resort. There's a couple places that actually cuts off from a couple of the islands I plan on using, but that is just an opportunity for pretty bridges, in my opinion. And I've actually discovered a love of bridges. When I traveled from Alaska to Phoenix, yes, Phoenix, that's correct, we being my uncle and I who traveled with me, got to stop and see a couple of the sites. Not as many as we wanted, because we were kind of in a rush to get where we were going. But we did stop and see some of the sites, and I've discovered I love the bridges. We went to the Hoover Dam. I saw the Hoover Dam for the very first time, and that was cool. The dam in itself was interesting. We didn't get to do any of the tours or stuff, because like I said, we were in a hurry, so it was basically just stop and look around and then get back in the car. But I was actually more impressed with the bridge. I loved the bridge. So when we stopped, I got maybe 1 or 2 pictures of the dam itself, and then I got about 30 of the bridge. And that's actually true for a few of the places we stopped at that happen to have bridges. I really liked the way the bridges were. So I won't be able to do anything super fancy here, because it's like that little bit right there. See that little bit of blue right there on my crosshairs? That's basically where one of the bridges is going to be. So obviously we can't get too elaborate. We can just do a little hop and a skip. That's fine. I might go ahead and do, depending on how it looks when all is said and done, we might connect those two as well. But from here, all the way around needs to be flattened. And we're going to have this big chunk, like I said, will be the main lobby. We'll have a ballroom attached to it. We'll have a nice restaurant attached to it. Above it, we'll have hotel rooms where you can stay, because obviously you can't have a resort without being able to actually stay at the resort. Then over on this side, we will have maybe a couple more rooms. We'll have not necessarily another solarium, but we'll have something similar. I haven't quite figured out this side yet because I haven't cleared it out, so I haven't had time to really think on it. But over here, we have a pretty good sized chunk here where the river connects. This is not all connected yet, but it will. So the river will connect from here to here. See? It's just that little bit. I'm going to connect it manually. I will dig that up and actually connect it. So over here, we've got a good size area that will be something. Maybe we'll do like a little outdoor cafe. Might be kind of nice. Put the restaurant on that side and the cafe on this side, next to another shop or two. Just small shops, like I said. And then lots of hotel rooms above. We'll have the main lobby. And then we'll have, this will be cleared off here where my banner is, and that will be another beach area. I might go ahead and put some sand, fill this in a little bit more, so this is all connected, or maybe do another bridge of some sort. I haven't quite decided yet, but this here will be a little island that will be another kind of hanging out. And then maybe that one, like I said, we might usurp that one as well. But that's the general plan. That's what we're going with. We are going to be using prismarine bricks, mostly, as I believe I've explained before. Going to be utilizing Gorley's farm. In fact, I should probably AFK there a bit more. Gorley actually gave me a ton of the bricks, which I really appreciated. So I have a lot of the prismarine stone and whatnot. I guess just the regular prismarine, and then there's prismarine brick. We'll go take a look. I've got quite a bit that I've collected on my own, and then like I said, Gorley's given me some, which I actually haven't brought over yet. This looks like a lot. I know it's not going to be enough, though, because this kind of stuff just goes by so fast. We'll be using the sea lanterns. This will probably be our main building block here. This will be for, like, floors, and maybe ceilings, roofs, that sort of thing. This will be an accent block. We'll be using the sea lantern quite a bit because I like the look of it. We'll be using a lot of quartz pillars, regular quartz slabs, that sort of thing. Again, not so much as an accent block, but we'll be using it some. We may use a little bit of lapis as an accent, but that's a lot of lapis. I'm actually thinking we might do the orange stained clay because I think the blue and the orange will look kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and sleep through the night. So just so we can see, kind of get an idea of what we're doing here, let's actually pull some of this stuff out and just kind of line it up like so, just to kind of, like I said, kind of get an idea. I probably should have just, like this. And this is gonna annoy me. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I can leave it alone. I can manage. And we need one of these. So this will be, the main blocks of our build, like so and like so. Oops. I don't know if I like that orange, now that I'm looking at it. I thought maybe it'd work out well, because orange and blue are actually opposites on the color spectrum. But now I'm thinking that's too much. Not to mention it's the texture. The combination of the texture and the tones aren't quite enough. If that were more of a brighter orange, perhaps. We could play around. I also was thinking it'd be good to have... Let's grab some regular lapis here. And I've got some bone meal. But to do some clay, the hardened clay is a light blue. Might be nice. Also, potentially as a purple. Where did I put that bone meal? There it is. Potentially as a purple might be kind of nice. So let's go ahead and try that. Or I guess the regular blue, because the regular blue looks like more of a purple when you put it in the hardened clay. So if we do a light blue, it does turn out to be kind of like a light periwinkle color. There we go. See, that's better than the orange. I was wrong about the orange. The orange is not going to work. The light blue clay does look like it will work. And then if we do just a dark blue, a regular dark blue. One of the things about the hardened clay that I wish they would change is that once it's dyed, I wish you could change the color. For example, if I decided I want light blue, I could take that other block and have the 8 and change it to, full blue. That would be nice. But once it's dyed, you're stuck with it. Okay, yeah. I think I might actually like the blue more than I like the light blue. Let's see, do that. That looks more like an accent color to me, which is what I'm wanting. Because you can't do anything with these other than, you can't do stairs or slabs with them, which is a shame. I don't believe that's the case. Yeah, no, you can't. So the only thing I can use it for is a solid block, which, you know, it's more of an accent. It becomes more of an accent then. Something like the ceiling. You know, the light blue might actually work for the ceiling. Oh, that's just too much. That's just too much purple. Let's try white real quick. See what the white looks like. And then I think we're going to have to call it an episode. I think this one's running along. It feels like it's running along. I forgot to set my timer, but it's feeling kind of long. Okay. White. Huh. And then the lapis. Yeah, I don't like the white. I don't like the white clay. Unfortunately, I do kind of like the lapis. We'll have to think on that a little bit. That might be too much. That might be too much of a bold color of a blue, which is a shame because I love the bold colors. But with these, it might be too much. These 5 might be the way we go, actually. Because I don't know if any other of the orange, I mean the hardened clay, I don't think the red would work. The yellow might. Do we have anything for yellow? Might as well try it. Since we're kind of going down this road. Might as well see what there is to see. On this side, I'll have like lots of different colors to choose from. Whenever it's time to make anything. 6, 7, 8. Whenever it's time to make hardened bricks again, I'm just going to keep all these different ones I'm making. I need to probably put them somewhere. Not like a store per se, but let's see, just put the yellow there. Oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. They need like a light yellow instead of this mustard yellow. Yeah, no, that's horrible. Well, that's not... If I went with the yellow instead of the purple, it's not bad. But the yellow and the purple together don't work. I don't think. You know what we should do? We can actually, let's put the white between. The white quartz. Between the purple. Which I know technically it's blue, but it looks purple. That looks like some sort of flag. I'm actually going to leave this up and kind of think about it, because that is a high contrast, and this is more of a, you know, kind of, it's still an accent, but it blends. Whereas this one, it actually brings out, it goes pretty well with that green, and it makes that purple stand out more. Whereas this one also does, but in a more subtle way. This one's a lot more subtle than this one. So I'm probably going to leave these out and think about it, because I'll either use one or the other. I won't use both. But I'll either go with yellow or I'll go with the blue. But these blocks here are for sure. The prismarine and the quartz I'm definitely going to use, because that's a very resorty look. Not so much the bricks, but the bricks, like I said, will be an accent. These definitely look more like a resort. Anyway, yes, this episode has run long. I've rambled on long enough. So thanks everyone for watching. My name is Ryla, and I'll see you next time.